So I spent the last couple days working on this loot collector, and it also handles attendance a little bit for some plat raids we've been doing. So I thought I'd show how that works. Right now, it's set up so that it initially parses the last 8 hours, and because I haven't played at all recently, nothing's showing up. But last night, I did some killing of low level shit, just testing this out. So I should be able to get some loots from that. And so yeah, so it's parsing from this time till now, and you can change that to end, but now we'll monitor for new loots. So now I have all these loots off these crappy mobs. I can sort them by item, drop by. I can sort them by looter, which are all me, obviously. But yeah, so say I don't want to collect these bone chips, I can do a long press on the bone chips and come over to blocked, and you'll see the bone chips showed up here. If you want to block a bunch of stuff at once, you can do one block per line, and it'll block all those items. But yeah, so yeah, now you can see there's no more bone chips here. If I want to show the bone chips again, I can do a long press to remove the bone chips from the blocked list, and there's the bone chips again. So now, because there aren't any ticks, I can't really show that off. So I'm gonna go through a plat raid we did last Saturday. So that started at 7:30. So here's my start time. I'll do 7:30 for a start time, and then the end time. It ended before midnight, so I'll go ahead and do Saturday at we'll do 11:55. And so now, yeah, it's got to parse the log file, so that takes a little bit. It starts at the end and works forwards until it hits this time, or works backwards. But anyway, so yeah, here's all the loot from our plat raid, and you can see the looter. So yeah, I can sort by looter, I can sort by time, I can sort it alphabetically, which is what I'm gonna do. And then, so we took some DKP ticks, and you can see here we took 6 DKP ticks, one per boss. And the cool thing here, so obviously I can sort by player alphabetically, but I can also sort by ticks. So here I can see that Collard was the only one who missed this first tick. No one missed 2, 3, and 4. And then Garagrim was the only person to miss ticks 5 and 6. So that's kind of cool. But for what's important here is, so because I tracked attendance, it gets really easy because this was a plat raid. We use spreadsheets. So I thought I'd show how I made this spreadsheet. So you can click here and get the attendance summary copied to clipboard. And then what you do is you come over to your handy dandy spreadsheet and you paste that in, and then go data and split text into columns. And we don't want it to detect automatically. We want it to detect by semicolon. So now there is the attendance for the entire raid. Obviously 0 means they missed the tick, 1 means they got the tick. We only had 3 ticks missed. And then, so that's the end. So yeah, say the raid night just ended. I come to the spreadsheet. I say, okay, there's my attendance. Now I come over to the loots. I already set up the blocked, so it only collected what we actually sold that night. So you can come over to here, say, oh, okay, so this is all the loot we got, already filtered. And then I'm gonna paste that. Again, do the same thing. The data split by semicolon. And so, okay, so here's all the loot we got dropped by this mob, and all the items in alphabetical order, who looted them. So because we do all our bidding at the end of the night, this is really nice, just so you don't have to track it like while you're trying to raid, because that's kind of a pain in the ass. But so anyways, yeah, it's got the time of the drop, it's got the looter items all alphabetized. And then, so another output that came out of here was all of the items alphabetized, and that is nice. So now I can just cut this and come over to Raid Builder and dump that in for items. say, okay, raid has ended, we're going to bid out the items. We do it in a few different rounds just because everyone's interested in every item, but you could do it all at once if you wanted to. And so, yeah, here's your shopping section. I just got done doing class filters, so you can filter by race and class. You can have it show only your wish list. So right now it's showing barred items on my wish list. If I do wish, it'll show all wish list items, or even all wish. Yeah, but that's pretty intuitive how that works. But anyways, so you do your shopping, come over to the my auctions, everyone bids, and then when they're done, you hit the sell completed, which I'm not going to do, obviously. But then after you've sold all the items, you come over to DKP here, and these are all of your raids. So I'll come to this raid, this MPG raid we just did that I'm parsing here. And what happens now is, so I can get an output by clicking on auction rounds here. It'll output all this stuff for me to clipboard again, so it's easy to go to the spreadsheet. And so that's got all the item sales. And here again, I do the split by semicolon. And now obviously what you want to do is check and make sure that like this lines up the way it should, because in Raid Builder, say you had some unsold items, these indexes would be a little bit off, and you'd have to delete items out of here or out of here. Yeah, you'd have to delete items out of here to get these to line up right. But because we didn't have any unsold items and there weren't any refunded items, like here you can refund. If I were to refund this, it would no longer show up in that output. But anyways, since it is all lined up, since I prepped this out a little bit, and there were no unsold items, I can say, okay, items line up. That's great. So now I can delete this row, and I can move this one. And now there I have all of the items dropped in the raid with what they sold for and who purchased them. So here's the purchasers, here's who's currently holding the item. So that makes it really easy to then come in and make a handy dandy spreadsheet like this where, okay, here's the attendance, and I calculated everyone's split based on the total number of ticks earned and the total plat in the raid. So basically each tick gets its own plat value. And so everyone's plats everyone's plat split is all set up here. So that like here, if I change this to a 1, you'll see everyone's plat split changes. But I don't want to do that since we actually could look at this sheet in the future. But anyways, so yeah, and then once I sent out their plat split, they got a 1. And then here, once they sent me the plat in parcel, they got a 1. Once they got sent the item, they got a 1. And yeah, it's all super automated to make it easy to manage the spreadsheet. If you were using DKP and using the Raid Builder DKP system, you obviously wouldn't be using this giant spreadsheet, but the item collector is still really nice to get this nicely formatted output for your items, all alphabetized for you, and yeah, in a format that's easy to copy paste to create auctions, as well as having this block list and these sorting features to manage your loot easily, so you're not collecting a bunch of junk, so that it's just one button, copy all the loot to clipboard, look through it quick obviously to make sure you're not picking stuff up, but yeah, you can block the items, unblock the items, and it should be about as streamlined as it can be. So yeah, check it out. I will put the link to download Raid Boss in the description for the video.